Hey, I tell you what, I'll bring you along for this one. It's no way out here, but we'll see how it works. Bring you along for this hookup, and let's see what's going on. Uh-oh. I get to show you guys something pretty cool right now. This is a problem that a lot of intermodal truckers have. And I get to show it to you. Awesome. First I gotta write down my container number. And grab my paperwork. Yep, going to the right place. This container was actually loaded improperly. And a lot of intermodal guys, they have a big problem with this and they complain about it a lot. Because what you're supposed to do now is go to driver assistance, and you have to take this container over by the cranes, and then you have to go get an empty chassis and line it up, and it will pull it off of here. Well, in this case, no. Actually, this would go, the crane will come and lift it up, and then you can reset it. What has happened is, you can see this, I hope. The lock here is locked, okay? But if you look underneath here, I'm gonna take this off. The pin is actually underneath the container. The container is actually sitting on top of the pin. Now, if I was to go around a corner, this container could actually just roll right off. There's nothing holding it back. You can actually see it. There's a hole right there, and that hole is where that pin is supposed to go into. That's what holds the container onto the chassis. And if it's not hooked up, that's bad. Now, it's a little tight for me to get back in here and crank this up. Let me try it. But I need to pull this container out a little bit. Alright, that's good enough for right now. Just get it out of here. So I gotta be able to swing a hammer, and I can't. Oops, sorry. I gotta be able to swing a hammer, and I can't do that right here. I hope this comes out good with the snow and everything. 'Cause this is something that could be very useful to you guys if you do intermodal. Alright, I think I'm locked up. Yep. Alright. Should be about enough. Now, this is why I carry this. It doesn't take much. It's only about a 2-pound sledge. But if you hit this right, you can get this out. It's gonna come. There she goes. Here, I'm going to hold the camera down so you can see this when it happens. See, I'm pounding the pin, hit this right. Now this whole thing is going to drop real fast. Oh, almost. There it goes. Now it's slammed down like that. Now, we just slide our pin back in and put our lock on. Done, fixed. I don't have to sit in line over there for an hour and a half waiting for a crane to help me. All you need is a 2-pound sledge. Oh, this side's not even locked. There we go. Lock that. Make sure there's no holes in this thing. Put that lock on. All the flashers and lights are working good. Write down our seal number. Should look cold out here tonight. Lock this one. Tires on this side looking pretty good. All you need is a 2-pound sledge and you can do some wonders. Never had anybody show me that. I just, you know, it happens quite a bit. The crane operators, they put them in there, and a lot of times they leave the front pin sticking out. So when they bring the containers down on, they can hook the front end in, and then that kind of lines up the back, and they just drop it on. But sometimes they'll hook one side, they can't see the other side from the crane, and they hook it and think it's hooked, and then they drop it down, it sits on top of that pin. And if you got a 40,000 pound load in there, that's 55, 60,000 some pounds sitting on top of that pin. So now I'm going to do an outgate here. My little professional scratch piece of paper. Let's see here. JBHU. She's a snowy night. I hope that video comes out well. That's something that could save some people some time. And let's see. What I'm doing here is I am utilizing an app for this railyard. They have an app that you can download, and then you can enter all your information in on your phone and you submit it in. And by the time I drive out to the gate, they'll have all this information. It'll give me like a UPC code. I just show her that code and she punches it in her little computer and she says, good to go. It's a lot faster than sitting there and waiting for her to do inspections and everything else. For a pickup. I will show you guys this sometime. You can't record a phone, but I have an app that I downloaded on my phone that I can record, which you guys can see on my phone. It's pretty cool. Alright, now we just got to send in a message that I'm loaded. Let's see, hooked to container 22, 25, 67. Chassis number 121 50078. Seal 508 5567. And my hub is 332208, which should be the same because I dropped right there. So it should be the same as my drop hub. Send that out. We're gonna say it's gonna be 6:45 when I get there. So I'm gonna set my ETA for 6:45. I don't think they will give me another load. Usually when you only have like an hour left, they won't even talk to you. And I could actually, oh wow, I had my air dump off. That's why I had to crank the dolly so much. I could actually stop at the house and do my 10-hour and then go deliver this, but I feel like being a real truck driver today, and I'm gonna sleep in my truck. Yay. There we go. Everything is all set up. Let's get the heat out here. I tell you what, let's take we'll take a real quick tour of this. It's a very small rail yard here, and I'll take you guys for a real quick drive down by the trains, and then we'll get out of here. What do we got here? Oh boy, it's another JB Hunt. It looks like there's a red dot in the middle of the screen. That's actually not a sharpshooter off in the hills shooting at me. Well, I guess he decided he couldn't get in there. He's got tons of room. I don't know what he's doing. Hits the light on the front of the camera. So we're not being targeted. He'll be fine. Let's get out of here. Alrighty. I don't see anything. Well, actually, I did do. I see something happening. Actually, no. I don't even think they're doing any loading or unloading down here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 tracks in this place. It's not very many. And this place has a lot of potholes. That section that we were in when I picked up this container, that's the new part. That's just been asphalted. So this one's a pretty small one. See a couple lifts sitting over here on my right. That little house there is new. That's just been put in there and stopped. I wonder what that's about. That was never there before. I don't know, somebody must have moved up in the company and got himself a mobile office or something, who knows. Yeah, this place is dead. Nothing going on here. This is actually, on my right, this is the T7 lot, they call it. And a lot of times, if your container is in the T7 lot, a lot of times there's something wrong with the chassis. A lot of times it'll have a flat tire or something like that. And they seem to stick them over here for that. Oh, potholes. Hang on to her. Like we got a truck driver hanging out down here at the dead end alley. Hey, and it's a JB Hunt. He's probably doing his half-an-hour break or something. Well, let's see if there's anything going on the other side, but I don't think so. No, there's nothing. No loading. Whoa, slipping, slipping, slipping. Come on, truck, turn. Work with me, truck, work with me. They don't have any of those large lifts that drive around by themselves, kind of look like a small building driving around. They don't have those here. This place ain't big enough. They just have the forklifts here. Boy, all their yard guys are parked. Alright, let's see what kind of crowd we got getting out of here. Place not too big of a line. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's nobody there. Woo! This could be good. Could be good. Got an express code, so we're going into the express line. Let's see how this works out. She needed a little reminder. She was kind of in there sleeping a little bit, kind of leaning back in a chair and sleeping. It's like, when I walked in, she looked at me and said, "I'm coming, I'm coming." No, you're not. You weren't coming. Well, we are. So we got pre-planned and everything. Fancy. We might. Boy, if I can keep this truck going. If I don't get slowed down with traffic, with weather, because of the snow, I might actually make it home. I might actually deliver this load, pick up another load, and make it home. So we shall see how that goes. Well, here we are. Didn't think we were going to, but we made it.
there we are. That's pretty much one of my nights. Ran up to Green Bay, made a delivery, ran back down to Appleton, picked up a load, ran to Chicago, dropped that load, picked up another load in Chicago, ran back up to Appleton, delivered that, picked up another load, and came back down a little bit. That's usually one of my nights. I did about I think it was like 595 in miles for the night. I could have made it, or probably another 30-40 miles, but the road conditions were just too bad, dude. Icy, snowy, and everything else. So I'll put this together. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And remember, if you do enjoy it, subscribe, hit the like button, comment, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.